I'd ask you this. For the last 30 years, I've been giving them 50 to 60% more than the rest of the state, and their test scores, their graduation rates, their achievement hasn't moved an inch. So you're saying to me, but if you take the money away, they'll do worse. How do you know that? I keep giving them more money every year and they don't do any better. See, you've been conditioned to think that more money equals achievement. Give them more money, you get more achievement. Except I now have 30 years of proof to show you that we've given them $98 billion over 30 years to 31 districts, and their achievement hasn't moved an inch. And so maybe it's time for us to start looking at the other reasons why they're not achieving. You're right, they don't have the resources that you have here. You're absolutely right. So what do we do with those kids? We're teaching those kids in those schools who have less resources than you exactly the same way we're teaching you. How does that make sense? You have parents at home who are supporting you, I presume? Okay. So you have a system in place that your parents are enforcing about you doing your homework. If you don't get good grades, I suspect you got a problem. You're a senior, you're applying to college now, it's a stressful time, everybody's all over your back, your SAT scores, everything else, right? Those kids don't have that support often. So now what? We've got to supply it to them in the school. You get to go home and you have support at home. If they don't, then let's keep them in school. Let's keep them in school for 11 months a year. Let's keep them in school till 6 o'clock at night. If they can't get it at home, we can't give up on them because it's not their fault they can't get it at home. You are fortunate. You live in a great community with a great public school system, with great parents who support you, and next year you're going to go off to some great college or university, and who knows, in 20 years, 25 years, you may be standing in the middle of this room as governor talking to a whole bunch of other people. Let me tell you what I know about me. I was born in Newark, and I lived in Newark till I was 5 years old. And my parents decided when it was time for me to go to school that they wouldn't put me in the Newark school system. But they didn't have any money. They borrowed $1,000 from my one grandmother and $1,000 from my other grandmother to put a down payment on a house in Livingston because they heard it was a good school system. If my grandmothers hadn't had $1,000 each to give to them so they could put 10% down on a $20,000 house in 1967, and I had gone to the Newark school system, I am willing to bet you I wouldn't be standing here. So what's that tell you? I had inside me all the God-given potential to do this. That's obvious, I'm here. But I needed something more than that. And the more than that was my supportive parents and a great school system. Both. That catered to the needs I had. And so we can't just say that it's money.